Alright, welcome back. This is M-Dog, and once again, we are doing a daily quest. This time we are at the Switzerland map. Hopefully I can show you the map here. Here's the overview of the map. We are right here at 7859 from Pike. If I go to the travel screen, Switzerland is somewhere right here, level 24. Daily quest today is going to be the Pike, and thanks go to Casimir. We're using 20 Grand Walker. He's actually the one that gave me this spot, made the suggestion on the lure to use, and I've just started, but so far it is looking very good. Looks like we need to catch, what, 11 total pike. We're at 3 right now. 3 of the pike, if they're above 2.569 grams, then we get the additional income quest done as well. So one thing I didn't realize, what I have never purchased these lures that we're using here, these Walker lures. You kind of see them moving through the water there. It looks very cool, like back and forth. And sometimes you'll get a fish, I've noticed, like pretty close to the boat. And because these pike and what else are we catching, like river trout, they're pretty big fish. You can definitely see them in the water, and they look massive. So it's a pretty exciting, using a top lure like this, and then having these really large pike coming, and you kind of see the shadow moving through the water, again, if it's close enough when they hit. It's actually pretty exciting. So let's see if we can catch a couple fish here. It's still early in the morning, 7:44. Should still be a pretty decent bite rate. The thing is, even if you're not getting a fish on every cast, so far what I've noticed is, when we do get them, they tend to be really nice size. I thought about trying, in fact, maybe I'll just set it up really quick so we have something to flip to. Let's see, what do we have that has a little lower test? Yeah, this one. So let's use this one as a backup, and we're going to throw on a Walker, but the smaller Walker, the 12 gram Walker. I'm just really curious how that one will work. So here we are in our spot. I do need to get maybe a little bit better. Oh, it hit it right when it hit the water. I should have been paying attention. I do need to get a little bit better spinning rod. Honestly, I'm sort of missing a nice casting or spinning rod that'll give me that flexible test. Casimir showed me the one he has, and he has got a very nice one. Just got the perfect test. Ooh, this is a nice chub size. Interesting. All right, let's go ahead and cast it again. Because with this walker that we're using, we're walking the dog, by the way, by holding it to the side, right clicking. I've got it on 27 retrieval speed. With this walker though, this is a 20 gram walker, but unfortunately the test on the setup I'm using starts at 30 grams. We actually can't cast this as far as we would like. I think we would do even better if I could cast it a little farther, but just the way it is. Oh, I'd love for a big fish to come hit it right here. Alright, so let's try our other setup. So this is the smaller walker. Let's do same thing, 27. Let's do full cast. Now this is within the test. Oh my goodness, that went so far. See, I think if we could get over there with the big walker, we would probably just catch fish after fish. So, I don't know. It just really makes me want to get a little bit nicer casting setup that we can have the right test to use something like the 20 gram walker and still be able to cast it a little further. I guess the other thing I could try is moving in that direction. So let's go ahead and try to get this fish in. And that is a river trout. Hopefully we can turn that into something juicy. Let's make sure we don't have any quests we need to know about. Not right now. Alright, what I want to do. I want to fast travel. What size leader are we using here? 18 liter. Makes sense with the 20 line. Let's see if they sell liters here. That's another thing I'm just remembering is I don't have... All they sell are these. So I got to figure out where I can get the nicer leaders. I just keep having to like re-travel places as I realize that I don't have things that I need. It's not very efficient, but we'll just make it work for now. It is working. It's just I think it would work even better if I had the right kind of leader, those titanium leaders. All right, so we're going back to our spot, which is just right over here. All we have are rowing boats here in Switzerland. This is such a pretty map. But let me see if I can actually catch you a very nice pike. Ever since I hit record, I haven't hit a really nice sized pike. So we're going to go start off at least at this same spot. See if we can get something to work. All right, so there we go. Anchor down. We're going to start with the big one. Casting to the northeast here. To the side, and we'll do walk the dog. Okay, something hit it. I don't know what size it is. Much smaller pike. So 1.63. Driving me crazy not having the right test to be able to do this farther. And you know what? I might cast a little farther right this next time. I've seen so many fish jump off over to the left side, I just sort of have assumed like, oh, I need to cast over there. What if we cast it a little more north? Like, is this straight north? I guess it is. I do think we want to be northwest from my understanding at least, but... yeah, so we're just doing right click, keeping walking the dog going. Ooh, that jump. If you didn't notice that jump, then rewind it. Worth seeing it pop it off the top like that. Now the question is this a trout? Yes, it is. A massive trout. Like, you just wouldn't want to have two small leaders here. These are some nice fish. Okay. That's small. So that's probably a pike, but unfortunately it's a small one. I guess it's okay. We're all for the daily. All we need are the number of pike. It doesn't necessarily matter the size. For our income quest, it does, but 2.022. That was slightly too small for the income quest, but for the daily, that works. We just need 6 more pike. So next pike we catch, we're over halfway there. And it's still 9:18 in the morning, so I don't think there's any danger of not being able to get there. I just would like to be able to cast a little farther with this lure. Oh, look at this pike. Large pike. I think that's another one. That looked more like pike than trout to me, but let's see when it gets closer. We're over halfway there now. Okay, I guess that's a trout, isn't it? A lot of lake trout in this spot as well. So I guess we should say lake trout or pike. This seems to be working well with both. All right, just for fun, let's try casting this other one again. This is about an 8-gram lighter lure. Same style, the Walker top water, but a little smaller. Ooh, oh man. Big fish, small leader is what just happened. Question is, can we get it in? If we have to, we'll chase it down, but I'm gonna at least see what it would be like to try to get this in with the anchor down. So far, it feels like we can do it, but I have no doubt we could chase it down and get it if we needed to. I really hope this is a pike. It was big, I could tell. One of the large ones. River trout or pike. Gotta be one of the two, I think. Yeah, we're making progress on this fish, though. We're getting it in. This is a fun little setup we have. Trying to keep it in the top water. Unfortunately, it does not seem to be a pike, does it? Large lake trout. Whew, that was a big boy. Especially with the smaller leader. I guess when we cast this with the smaller, when we have the too big of a test, it goes just far enough that we at least some of the time get a fish. I think if we were getting full cast out of this thing, we would probably have like a 90% success rate of catching something on a cast. Something hit it. Nice. Kind of smallish. But hopefully it's a pike. It is a pike. And that counts. That counts as one, even though it was a very small pike. So it's a little slower. I've just paused it and then restarted it. We're back up. We're up to 9 species. If it's a little slower than I want it to be for pike, only because there's so many other trout mixed in. It's not a bad bite rate per se. Again, with the 12-gram walker, I can get a fish every cast. Chub, trout, pike. With the larger walker, it's mostly just bigger trout and then pike. But I don't have the right test, so I'm not casting it as far. So I feel like that brings my bite rate down to like under 50%. But every time I do get a fish, it's a little more interesting, you know? So it's just, there's some adjustments I need to make to like zero in on really hitting this efficiently. But regardless, this is going to be a good spot to get this this pike daily done, and a good spot to make some silver, get some XP. These fish are not bad. Oh, that fish just came off. That's frustrating. This is pretty good fish to be catching, and it looks like, you know, if you're going after these expensive fillets, these char, lake trout. These are good fish to be trying to do that. So really nice spot here. All right, here we go. This should be the last one. Yeah, we completed the daily. So these are giving about 637 XP. At least a large one is. So I guess not a huge amount, but it's still not terrible. That finishing that daily though, that's a big deal. And now we go back and let's see how much these fish are worth. They're 454 silver for everything in our net. Of course, I think we'll earn more if we cut up some fish and do some things with the auction house. I think that's usually, from what I'm learning about this game, actually the way that we want to go. So, for example, if we take an expensive fillet and auction it, one fillet is going for 63 silver. Expensive fillet. Each one of these is 2. That's 120 silver on average. And let's see what these particular fish are selling for. This is just a good lesson for me, that you're almost always better off. So the highest selling fish, it's about half what you would get if you turned it into fillets. And that's the highest selling, right? Some of these other ones, like for example, this char, 40, 80, I mean, it's like over 3 times as much by turning it into stuff. So anyway, hope this was helpful though. One last time, this was the pike spot that Cassavir shared with me. He's got some other suggestions too. Even some koi for the China map, which I'm looking forward to giving that a try as well. But anyway, hopefully this was helpful. Another daily done. Working our way towards level 35.5. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.